Food for Thought with Professor David Ndete.
Well, here we are once again, Food for Thought with Professor Ndete, as we wrap up the conversation we began about 3 weeks ago talking about antisocial personality disorder. I don't know for you, but for me, the more we have these conversations, the more I'm able to put a finger on different issues we interact with, but we don't know where to place them. The more understanding I'm gaining on how to help different people who find themselves with these kinds of conditions. So let's go back to the conversation from where we left off last week. Wow. I'm just wondering, with something like this, can it be cured, or do they have to be on treatment for the rest of their lives?
To start with, and let me make it very, very clear. There is no medicine that you are going to give to somebody to change his or her personality. When we are talking about personality disorders.
Oh.
Yeah, there is no medicine you are going to give somebody to change their personality. There is no medicine that you are going to give to a psychopath to change his personality. Because there is no medicine that we know that will do that.
Yes.
Yeah, unless there are other comorbid disorders that can be treated. So that's number one. So the only way you can treat these people is to create a situation where his interaction with other people is such that there is a limit as far as beginning to see, if possible, that what he's doing is hurting other people. But to bring him to that point, especially with the psychopaths, I think it's not easy. I think there are people who just, they are patients, but they are not the kind of patients you're happy with. I mean, I'm sure I've seen psychopaths here, and I'm sure that doctors have seen psychopaths. I had one who came here.
Yeah.
Do you know what he told me? I'll kill you.
What?
And I will really enjoy it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How did you respond to that? Did you take off? What?
It's scary. I'll kill you, and I can tell you I will really enjoy it.
And you can see he's serious.
Well, yes, I was seated in that chair. He was seated where we are sitting. Professor, I'll kill you, and I will really enjoy killing you.
So what did you do?
Oh, I'll tell you what I did. I called the relatives.
Yes.
I told them, take back your patient. This is what he's planning to do. And of course, they can do it. They can do it. So
they can do it, yeah.
They can do it. Wow. Yeah, they can do it.
No, I was just thinking as you were talking earlier, when we were talking about children, and I remember growing up, you would find some children derive a certain pleasure from being cruel to animals.
Yes.
Yeah, a cat cannot pass by without them stoning it. A chicken cannot pass by. They see a dog, they will do something. And the more the animal winces in pain,
absolutely,
the more they feel.
Those are what we call traits. Yeah, a trait is a single symptom.
Yes.
Or a single element of behavior. But when you put different traits together, then you start saying, I have a problem. And because the problem is pervasive, not only in terms of chronicity, it is pervasive in the sense that it involves different areas of the patient or that person.
Yeah.
This could be animals, as you say, then it can go on to human beings, to peers, and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you see something like this in a child, is there a way to stop it?
Treatment of conduct disorder, anything to do with the conduct disorder, moving on to personality disorder in adults, has never been easy. It's very difficult, maybe the most difficult in psychological medicine.
Wow.
Because unless there's a comorbid disorder, there's no medicine that you are going to give. The only thing you can do is to try to manipulate the environment We are manipulating the environment. He's bringing the family together to talk about this, to understand what is going on, to try to talk to the child, to if the child will change. But it's never easy. I mean, this is one of the cases where you feel you're hopeless. I mean, we should never, we as psychiatrists, think that we can treat everything.
No.
There are many things we can't.
Okay.
Just as much as in physical medicine, there are conditions you see, and there's nothing you can do. You can just watch. There's nothing. There's no treatment for that.
Okay.
So it happens in psychological medicine or in psychiatry. Yeah.
Is this preventable?
I would say a little bit difficult because this person is just like that. I mean, that is nature. That is the way he was created. So initially, I think as you start, you know, we are seeing this problem in schools now. Like children who set schools on fire.
Yes.
Kind of enjoy it. You have heard of professional arsonists?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Another treat, because when they are seeing this fire and people burning and property being stolen, that is totally antisocial. I don't want to get into this controversy because there's a lot of controversy. What do you do? The Minister for Education, Professor Magua, my former Vice Chancellor,
yes,
who did a great job in the University of Nairobi. And Matiang, the other day they were talking about introducing corporal punishment.
Yeah.
I don't want to quote the Bible, or maybe I may quote it because it's there.
Yes.
Spare the rod, and whatever you know what it says. We saw this video that was running in the social media. I'm not saying what that did was right or wrong. I don't want to judge. I don't understand the circumstances.
Yes.
But that girl will think twice before she repeats what she did.
Very true.
She will think twice.
Very true.
And somebody else watching that one, and I said I'm not condoning everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was right or wrong. But the father might have been right or wrong. Let's assume he was wrong. Okay, yeah? But even though he was wrong, that girl will think twice. The girl or another boy who watched that one will also think twice. I think that video should go viral. Every Kenyan should see it, and then we have a debate.
We have a discussion about it.
We have a discussion about the pros and cons.
Yes. Which leads me to ask as well, that could exposure be a factor? The reason I'm asking that is because, like, looking at this whole case of arsonism and all that, we have a lot of entertainment. And these are some of the things we see in entertainment, in the movies and things like that. So I'm just wondering, could exposure to certain ideologies trigger something?
That's basically what we discussed the other day.
Yes.
We discussed about social cognitive learning.
Yes.
Yes. And providing models. Very, very powerful way of learning. Yes. So the answer to your question is yes. And you can imagine a person who has got antisocial behavior, and he sees things he sees role models, that person is even more prone to continue with that trait of antisocial behavior. So it's a combination of very many things.
Yes.
In medicine, there is nothing that occurs in total isolation.
Okay.
This is what we used to think some time back, but as we have said, every person, there is the mind, there is the body, there is the culture, there is the total context in which they live. All of these combine and interact in a very complicated way to produce the final product of that person.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, Professor, for people who have to interact with people who have antisocial personality disorder, what would you tell them? Maybe from this conversation somebody realizes my colleague is like that, or somebody in the community is like that.
Let's start from the family level.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a spouse and you notice this, just know that you are dealing with the person who is unwell. Seek for help. If it's a friend if it's just a friend, and you see your friend behaving like that, if your friend has a problem, see if you can look for help for him.
Yeah.
In place of work, these people, they can't hold jobs because they are very difficult to everybody, including the boss.
Yes.
They confront the boss and tell them, who do you think you are?
Yes.
You think I love you? Or take back your papers and things like that. They walk off. Yeah.
I'm laughing because I've heard of such incidences.
Yes. Then the boss is, how can you talk to me
like that? Yes.
Yes. Got to take him out. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it requires a lot of patience and understanding. That can happen. But I think that people who suffer most are in the family. Yeah. And the spouse and the children.
Yes.
To see these things, let's try to look for help. I've said it's not easy, but it may be then the people are the ones who need help rather than the person himself to cope with this kind of situation. When this patient told me straight on the face, "I'll kill you and I'm going to enjoy it," I had to turn to the parents and tell them, this is what is happening. I'm now I was looking for help for myself.
Yes.
Yeah, because I needed to know how to cope with that kind of situation. So there are situations when you have somebody who is very difficult, and a time may come when you say, well, I think I'm the one who needs help. Yeah. To see how best I can cope with this individual situation. Okay. The criminal justice is very black and white. You commit crime, there are consequences. Yeah. Okay. That is not necessarily the same in a family situation.
Okay. Yeah. Are there ever situations where this condition is so bad that you consider isolating this person from the community or from the family?
Absolutely. I mean, you are not going to allow people to kill others.
Yes.
Okay. For whatever reason. You are not going to allow rapists to run loose, even if these people are very sick. You are not going to allow people to keep on stealing from other people. You are not going to allow people who are aggressive. Yeah. If you are an employer, you are not going to allow a situation where somebody is causing problem in your organizations and you can't function. So a time comes when you somehow, one way or other, have to separate yourself from this. Either you put them away or you separate yourself from them. I think that happens quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor, as we wrap up, what do you want to tell our audience as we finish?
What do I want to tell them?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to tell them, just to accept this, that this is a very common problem.
Yes.
We don't know the statistics for Kenya, but globally, if you just imagine like the figures that got from India, or let's say the one that say from the West, which are very conservative, if 1% of adult Kenyans, if we are going by those very conservative figures, 1% of how many of adults, say 18, so how many Kenyans do you think they have a personality disorders? It's very easy. We are talking about thousands. We are 45, we are 50 million. What is 1% of
50 million?
50 million, I don't know, you need a calculator or whatever.
It's like 500,000.
I don't know, 500?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 500. 500, if you have 500 people causing problems for other people, is something that you need
That
to,
is huge, yeah.
But if you are the unlucky one and it happens to be your spouse or happens to be your child or your relatives, if you see that, then please seek for help.
Okay.
Because you don't want, and is not acceptable under any circumstance, it doesn't matter how sick people are, to kill others, to rape others, to injure other people, to keep on stealing. Because it's a limit. Doesn't matter how sick you are, you can't go beyond this.
Very true.
Because it interferes with the safety of other people.
Very true.
Yeah.
Professor, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you very much
appreciate
for
it.
coming.
Yes.
Yes.
Our time is up. Thank you so much for being a part of Food for Thought with Professor Ndetei. As always, give us your feedback. Let us know if the discussions we're having are beneficial to you. And as I always tell you, if you have a topic you would want us to dive into, feel free to suggest. SMS line is 20316, WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. Until next time, have yourselves a great day.
Food for Thought with Professor David Ndetei.